Welcome to Twisted Monday. So, last month we completed a full lap of Twisted Metal Black, so it's knocked out for the time being. We are 2 full playthroughs away from doing the same to Twisted Metal 1. And Twisted Metal 2 for that matter. Unfortunately, that means I gotta play the characters I've been putting off. I am the April Fool who must now play as Outlaw. A good cop in a world gone mad, so you know it's a fantasy world. Good cop, oxymoron. All cops are of a certain categorization. One might call them bastards, if they wanted to be accurate. This cop has a taser, so we get to zap our opponents, that's always fun. Honestly, our special's pretty bad. I don't know how it got 3 out of 5. But Outlaw, this establishes Outlaw's reputation as being an all-rounder. So mechanically, we're in for a playthrough. Oh, I'm about to get annihilated by the biggest vehicle in the game. Possibly. I've beaten Hammerhead quite legitimately in the past, but it's not not looking likely this time. I frequently get dealt Hammerhead here in the arena, and it frequently goes very badly for me. But Hammerhead is very far away. That's not what Hammerhead wants, because Hammerhead does not fire missiles. It fires machine guns. Otherwise, it insists on running you over directly. And for some reason, it just exploded. It's doing very little to come find me. But the homing on my missiles is bad, so I need to lead my shots. Here it comes. All I've got is missiles and specials. The special I do not want to use because it necessitates me getting close to the thing that kills me if I get close to it. It's fine if I lose lives here because I have... what are they called? Passwords. The old standby. Yeah, I'm dead. Bad luck off the starting gate. And I don't like I don't like Hammerhead as an opponent. I especially don't like Outlaw as a vehicle that I have to play as. I don't do all-rounders. I like my vehicles to be ridiculously extreme in one way or another. So Outlaw tends to be a very solid choice, often the best choice in the game. It's frequently considered the canonical winner of Twisted Metal for some reason. But, boring vehicle. I'm left with not much in the way of inventory. And Darkseid's here. Every time I play this level, Darkseid shows up. So it seems. There are a handful of, vehicles that do not get dealt Darkseid in this level or in very many levels at all. They're the lucky ones. Oh, right. My main strategy is to use the special as often as possible, because it regenerates frequently. It does very little on its own. It's pathetic. So the only way to get any real value out of it is to use it constantly. Enemies are behaving relatively well. I wanted to do this on the PC version, and I did a little practicing, because I played through the PC version of Twisted Metal 1 before. But it's much more difficult than the PS1 version. which is what I fell back on now. Health refills regenerate way less frequently. Enemies seemed more aggressive. That might have just been an illusion, but there did not appear to be difficulty selection. Or if there was, they changed it to a different menu from the one that it appears in this game. But the standard default difficulty was fairly absurd. I just really could not make progress. I mean, they changed the frequency of a lot of things, like pickups in general, were much harder to come by. I imagine if I mastered it, as much as I have put in the 10,000 hours to master this version, I'd be in pretty good shape. Probably handle it, but I'm not there. The intricacies of every Twisted Metal game are surprisingly deep, and any tweaks to them create massive ripples that change the entire gameplay experience. We saw that with Twisted Metal Head-On when they made the extra Twisted Edition. Just a few relatively small redesign choices changed the whole game. Made it better, in my opinion. But the PC versions of Twisted Metal 1 and 2 are similarly very different from their original releases. Also, the save system of the PC version makes it fairly difficult because you don't get to use passwords. You have to use saves, and it stores the number of lives you had, so you have to play the entire game on 3 lives. I apparently can't even do that on the PS1 version at this point. Not with this vehicle that I've been forced to play. Forced by myself, of course. I enjoy these Twisted Mondays, and I enjoy completionism. Thumper might explode itself? No? Yes. No, wait. Darkseid exploded itself somehow. Thumper has like 1 HP. So at this point, I'm just looking for weaponry so that I might beat the next level without having a reset. What do we think? I have no idea what killed Darkseid. I felt like Darkseid had a fair amount more HP than what it would take to get 1 hit killed. There we go. A little bit risky approaching Thumper from the front. Could have gotten melted by a flamethrower. I know that. Here's another spot where the PC version is much more difficult, because it starts you facing typically Mr. Grimm, who instantly shoots you with 3 to 5 specials. If you don't get knocked out of the path of those specials by 1 or 2 of them, you're dead the moment you start. Everything seems to be bumper cars right now. I've been sliding all over the place. I take it that Outlaw just has sort of bad traction. But Warthog just bounced off of every single wall here on the highway. Vehicles with bad handling just cannot get purchase on these roads. Yet it never rains in LA, where this game is set. These should be the driest, easiest to navigate streets in the known world. Oh, took a Warthog to the face. Not want to stand downwind from that guy, as he will take 2/3 of your HP in one swift movement. And he's dead. Don't have to worry about that anymore, at least. But it was costly. Got my specials back and no one to gift them to. I will simply patrol these streets seeking anyone to tase. Here we go. Stuck on Warthog's corpse, too. For optimum tase efficiency. Getting shot with machine guns. I can handle that quite a while. Supposedly we have 4 out of 5 armor. I don't believe there's accuracy in that rating. So it feels like this vehicle gets destroyed very quickly. No luck on my rear firing shots. I don't think there's a rear view mirror in this game, and if there is, it's probably vomit-inducing, considering the first-person view. I'm ready to park now. Help me out here. Thank you. Looks like all we have left is relatively low HP targets. I don't see anyone who poses a real threat. Mr. Grimm, nice and easy to tase. I'll give him that. I'm often hard-pressed to find good things to say about Grimm in this game. So that'll do. Pit Viper is also here. Yeah, we've seen all 3 remaining vehicles, and they're all not too threatening, but my health recharge stations will not become accessible again. I don't know what the deal is. Hate the random respawn rates on those things. It's a very bizarre design choice. I assume it was a choice. So much of this game is just lucky to exist. You never know if anything was actually a choice or like a programming error. And they just couldn't get out of there in time. Finally. Back in action. And yeah, slammed Mr. Grimm to death immediately. At this point, we are the biggest, toughest vehicle on the field. So I actually can just ram them around and bully them, if need be. Considering my special, I might end up having to do that. Crimson Furies and stand perfectly still mode. I was going to say runaway mode, but he changed his mind. Yeah, our special is pathetic. I used all of them on Crimson Fury, the lowest armor vehicle in the game. Barely anything happened. It's good as a supplementary weapon, but changing weapons is kinda arduous. This particular installment. And Crimson Fury outruns my missiles, so I legitimately can't kill him. Until now, he's decided to turn around. Thank you, Crimson Fury, for allowing me to kill you. 1 target left. Hopefully not for much longer. He's barely moving. So we'll just stand here face to face and see who has the highest armor rating. Spoilers, it was me. Onward to actually difficult levels. Should probably refill my lives at this point. I don't have much of an inventory to particularly grasp onto. There's not much value to carrying on like this. Certainly a lot of risk. This level isn't actually as hard as it seems to a first-time player. I feel like I don't often hear that finger tapping solo in the soundtrack. I always feel like I hear new parts of this game's soundtrack every time I play it, because it is so sloppily implemented that I very well may be, despite, what, like 10 full playthroughs at this point? Ooh. Sweet Tooth has decided to murder me. Something he can simply do at any time. I'll just head down this unassuming alleyway and immediately go back to full health. More than a bit lucky that I was able to actually get into that spot. But now that I have, back in action. Sweet Tooth's back in, trying to kill me. The range on our taser is atrocious. Damage output is clearly not worth the risk. Just feels wasteful not to use it, though. I've got resources. I must use them. This is a game that tends to murder you for not using all your resources efficiently. But I think that's a resource I might want to forget about. Might be doing more harm than good to myself. See, I did this playthrough during the Let's Play, which is another one of the reasons I've been holding off on it. I didn't do a full playthrough, but I did a large chunk of the game with Outlaw. And he seemed perfectly viable at the time, but he feels pretty low tier now that I'm actually experienced with the game. I'm really getting my hands on him. Getting stuck with him for a full hour or so. Why is there a dot way off outside of bounds? Okay, it's back in bounds. Someone just took a trip way outside to a different level where we can't go. Thankfully, they teleported back. This is not Twisted Metal Lost, where I frequently have been soft-locked by enemies going completely out of bounds and never coming back. God, this vehicle's so slippery. It's troublesome, but I was able to taser Sweet Tooth to death with my less lethal weaponry. I got more taser. And that's all I got. Okay, I got some fire missiles. It's certainly a boxy police vehicle. But every vehicle in this game is super boxy because the polygon count is single digit. I've never done a specific tier listing for any of the games, really. I think I have for, like, Twisted Metal Black. Just a real vague one, because Twisted Metal Black's tier listing is super easy. Because there's really only, like, 4 tiers. And even they are pretty close. There's no huge gulfs between any of them. This game would be also fairly easy, because the terrible vehicles are pretty easy to spot. And the extremely good ones also really stick out as being precisely that. Then you're just left with the mid-tier to wade through. Manslaughter S tier, of course. 2 is a mess because the characters are so wildly imbalanced. I do not think I would even want to wade into that pit. But I will be relatively soon, as Twisted Metal 2 only has 2 playthroughs left, and one of them is an extremely low-tier vehicle. That'll be fun. Then there's Lost, which surprisingly has very different tiers. Twisted Metal Black, even though it's the exact same vehicles. They are working under slightly different rules, which, as previously noted, makes a gigantic difference in their performance. You just really can't tweak anything in a Twisted Metal game. And I frequently talk about, like, little fixes that I would kind of like to see. None of them are actually little. Were any of them to be implemented, it would make gigantic changes in every single game. It's an incredibly delicate ecosystem we're working with here. Maybe that's one of the reasons we didn't get a lot of car combat games. It's just so specific to design them. There's 1,000 variables. And if one of them is slightly wrong, your game sucks. Also probably explains why most car combat games sucked. The Twisted Metal series and the Vigilante 8 series were good. The majority of the remainders, not very good. Carmageddon, it wasn't to my liking, but it's a very different style of car combat, so I get the appeal there. I can't say it sucks. Virtually all the other ones that were legitimate car combat, they've been pretty bad. Hello, Pizzerato. Thank you for the support. Just in time for me to die, but this new life should be able to kill Warthog, who's the only thing actually putting up a fight. I bet I could tase him to death. I'll tase all the big vehicles down, just to humiliate them. Weakest weapon in the game. Killing all the big guys. Never underestimate excessive taser misuse. Yeah, I did not land my power missile. Sure, good and dead, I think. Oh, I didn't get to use my taser. Now I have no weapons, and Mr. Grimm's about to become aggressive and actually chase me down. Then we'll be going on to the majority of this run, Suburbia, for which I will require an entire new set of lives. Assuming Mr. Grimm doesn't kill me, which is, to say the least, improbable, but it could happen. Mr. Grimm's a very swingy character. And I just cannot control this thing. Who buttered up this cop car? I mean, I appreciate your work, comrade, but not today. Today I needed to put this thing to use. And I'm slip-sliding all over the damn road. There's no weapons anywhere. Can't exactly tase Mr. Grimm to death. I almost mined myself, though. That's right, I can just ram him. I have to be careful. So he can still kill me. I can definitely leave a mark with a few direct impacts. Bounce right off that wall. I barely made contact with the wall. Across the whole street on the way. And Mr. Grimm sniped me as soon as I got off the platform. There we go. Landed him on top of myself, lethally. Now for Suburbia, where we shall spend a great deal of time. People are filing in now, and they've missed basically nothing, because this is where the real Twisted Metal starts. Let's hop out of there for a fresh set of lives. I could hypothetically still win with just the one life. Done it before and all, but it's improbable, and I'm not in the mood to play the odds. So we're looking at a X circle, triangle, triangle, triangle. Mercifully, very simple password. Yep, it's been just short of half an hour already. This is the second to last level, and I expect this playthrough to go about an hour. I mean, when I did the Let's Play, I do believe this level took 15 minutes. And that was with numerous retries, a lot of practice. Just doing everything I could to keep it from taking 15 minutes. And there we were. It's a relatively slow-paced Twisted Metal game. This is by far the slowest paced. It's got the most enemies. Never gonna find the secret missiles. I'm not even gonna waste the ammo. All the big cars jumped into the LA River. They can have fun in there. Looks like Darkseid and Sweet Tooth might accidentally be harming one another. Maybe I should get over there. Make myself bait so that they go wild. Are more likely to crash into one another. I gotta do something absurd. Otherwise I won't have a YouTube thumbnail. So at some point, something wacky's gotta happen in this level. Presumably. I feel like most of my YouTube thumbnails for Twisted Metal 1 playthroughs end up with Suburbia. Because it's eventful and lengthy. A lot going on, so you're likely to see some stuff here. Oh, T-boned. Do not want to be getting T-boned this early. I should really be using my specials. This early on, they're actually somewhat useful. Softening the place up. Okay. Physics can't handle that specific angle. Something about that in high school. There's an angle where if you touch anything from that angle, you phase out of reality. Could hypothetically do a minion playthrough in Twisted Metal 1. I mean, I've used Game Shark codes before. If you missed my playthroughs of the bonus levels in Twisted Metal 2, They're up on Twitch. Archived. Probably should have uploaded them to YouTube, because they probably would have gotten a non-zero number of views. I'm bad at this. Okay, excellent. Large hitbox on Sweet Tooth. Managed to land that power missile from a huge distance. But yeah, right now I'm just trying to take out the canonical characters in Twisted Metal 2. And 1, for that matter. And I'm about to die, and I did die. But yeah, I've got 2 left for each game. And that's what this month is dedicated to. Wiping out those 4 playthroughs. And thus, 2 additional games. But yeah, Twisted Monday is going to have to get considerably more gimmicky in the near future. And I'm cool with that. Obviously, there will still be some, like, replays of playthroughs I've done before. Probably with different criteria to keep them interesting, but I feel like every playthrough in Twisted Metal is interesting. There's so much randomness, stuff you can't account for. And of course, constantly changing skill levels on my part. As I forget how to play some games and get much, much better at other ones. So yeah, we'll see some new stuff. Twisted Monday is not over. Even as I complete 3 of the games in the series. Pretty much the 3 best games in the series. Full first-person mode playthrough is a great idea. Barf bags not included. And I have a headache playing this. I can't imagine what first-person mode. I considered going into first-person mode earlier just to show it off. Because every vehicle has a unique first-person mode, but I couldn't do it to myself. Much less to viewers. Sweet Tooth is down. I kill 2 more vehicles and I'll probably be in good shape for a victory. But all the recharges have been used up. I might head for the church. If I can get my bearings. Yeah, I'm in the vicinity of the church. It's down here. Past the school. I think these are supposed to be palm trees. And something I just learned from LA citizens is that palm trees have a lifespan of about 100 years. Unlike most trees, which live much, much longer. And palm trees are also not native to California, because most of California's vegetation was colonized there. One of the reasons that the ecosystem of California is incredibly, like, unhealthy. Because there's so much invasive species there. And it's been about 100 years since they planted the palm trees. So they are dying. And they're not replacing them. Because they're bad for the environment to begin with. Also, they seem to house the majority of the rats' nests that are causing rat infestations across LA. So, relatively soon, California will not have palm trees, and will have significantly reduced rat infestations as a result. And I haven't seen a single enemy in this level in about 2 minutes. Where is everybody? What do I stink? Oh, yeah. Why would they avoid me? I'm just LAPD. Good God. I feel like the rats will probably persist in some way. They're losing one of their greatest tools, but rats are resilient. I have faith that they will continue to plague the citizens of LA. Godspeed, rats. Of course, it'd be Hammerhead that'd be the only person who'd show up to fight me. I can actually outrun him. Doesn't do me very much good, but that did it. Now, if I can kill Darkseid here, I'm actually going to be in fantastic shape. But never guarantee. Darkseid can always just lazily drift into you. Wipe out your entire health bar.
Nice cash. Nice.
Excellent point for your dice. $5 for gay rats. I can fully support that cause. Benefactor as I am at this moment. Now, where is... I know there were health refills. Some part of this city. There's one. I ran into a pole, looking exclusively at the minimap for a while there. Crash damage is negligible in this game, though. Tempted to do a free shot there, even though they don't exist. I mean, they do exist, but in a bad form. So I'm not in good shape at the moment, but I could still get in good shape relatively soon. And I'll have to. I don't want to waste all the time I spent here already. Darkseid's in the river. And it does have a hard time getting out. And I'm not navigating that slope very well. 1 HP. Lose that magic pixel, big guy. Cost all my ammo, but I didn't have much to begin with. Warthog could die very easily with some weapons, which I don't currently have. I've really just cleaned out this level. Not getting any luck with the rear fire. There, a little bit of luck. And a little bit of oil. No idea who left that oil slick. That's a real outlaw move. Just leave random oil slicks all over the place. But I'm outlaw, so I know I didn't do it. Any weapons, please. Please, a real weapon. Not these free shots. That is an insult. Sending me bounce pads when I ask for a real weapon. Okay. This might do it. I mean, it's gonna have to do it. Because there's nothing else available. Yep, we're tasing him again. Oh! I have 1 HP. And multiple enemies heading my way. Do not joust in this game. So a ref could kill me. A stiff impact could take me out. and a terminal absence of health refills could also be the death of me, which that seems to be what's doing it. There's a health refill. It respawned right behind me. There's a ref right next to me. I made it. I still live. I saw another one over this way. Just drive right through Crimson Fury. Slip slide my way up onto this platform somehow. And grab a power missile so that I can actually hurt some people. And I'm back in this. Beautiful. Actually used a free shot offensively. Crimson Fury could die. I'm holding on to this by the skin of my teeth. Typically, I do a lot better on Suburbia, but I don't like this vehicle. And it's certainly not in the bag yet, but doing pretty solidly. Where you going, Crimson Fury? Got business to attend to. And that business is concluded. Hopefully Mr. Grimm will actually come my way. Yep. Nice to see you, Grimm. If Grimm wants to crash into me, he's dead. We've seen it before. He just dies instantly on contact. Oh, nice. So the LA River was apparently gentrification. It helped to annihilate the landscape of Los Angeles. Can't say I'm surprised. And now the LA River itself is sort of collapsing. It's not doing so well. That'll happen. Destroy the entire environment. But speaking of destroying, we're here on the rooftops. I'm probably going to destroy myself before too long. Especially because Darkseid's here. So I don't have a very high probability of winning this without dying. And Minion's going to show up at some point. If I somehow survive all three enemies. Off to a good start on Darkseid. Some of my missiles came back. All my missiles came back. Disturbingly quickly. Thumper cooked me to just actually profoundly minimal effect. Come on back up, Darkseid, and there's more missiles over there. It's an unending fountain of missiles inside that crate. Good thing I broke it open. Hey, we got a murder victim. But now I desperately need to not hit the concrete barrier and fall off the building, but also to get inside of this pyramid. Getting inside the pyramid is no small task. I got in. expended adequate ammo, which is the key. Not like that hallway. And I really don't like how slippery Outlaw is on these rooftops. If I slip too badly, I'm dead. Crimson Fury demonstrating its abnormally high speeds. Did not get it with my special. It maneuvered out of my way. And it's behind me. Demonstrating that its tires have treads. Doing all sorts of crap that I literally can't. A few good bullets would actually kill Crimson Fury here. Or a tap to the bumper. And I think I got Thumper with a power missile while I was doing a bunch of other crap. Just multitasking in there. So, one way or another, he's close to death. I'm handling the enemies well. But of course, then there is Minion. Minion insulted by the fact that I haven't played as him yet in Twisted Metal 1. Well, I'm about to meet him. Best of luck to me. And I got some refs behind me. What I might do is kite him around for a while and wait for the health refill to respawn. Which would suck to have to do, but I think I have to do it. My special is useless because he has the taser himself. So if I tase him, he'll tase me back. And then I'll be knocked prone so that he can follow through with almost every special in the game at the same time. Now I excuse myself. Pleasure to meet you there, Minion. But I just remembered I have a previous engagement. There's nothing to pick up over here. Some stuff to pick up here, but if I stick around to get it, Minion will stomp me into a paste. I'm gonna avoid that for now. Okay, health refill's back online. Minion navigated the ramp abnormally well. I still got a bit of a head start here. Hopefully enough of a head start to get frozen in place for 5 seconds. That is necessary to the health refill process, according to the game developers. Okay, nothing over there. My box of infinite missiles has run dry. Killed the golden goose. Crimson Fury's corpse is in a bad spot, but that corpse is in a great spot. I do gotta kite him a bit, because I legitimately cannot face him directly. Here's where the infinite missiles ended up. Inside the pyramid. There's another missile over here. What do we got? More homings. But bad timing. Oh, I'm down. Knew it was coming. Sooner or later. let's see. Our password. I could jump right to minion. I don't do that very often. Let's try that. So there's a password that starts the final battle. And then, I think I've showed this off before, it also spawns in minion. So I have to fight all 4 of them at the same time. And I can't even get into the platform to actually fight these guys, so not the best start in the world. Darkseid and Minion have the same dot on the minimap. It's throwing me off a little bit. Take these so that I can get into the pyramid. See, I always found fighting all 4 of these, the 3 enemies and the boss at the same time, to be much easier than just fighting the boss. Or fighting the enemies and then the boss. Because you can focus down the boss. You probably won't lose very much in the process. And so far, Minion has crushed Darkseid for me. Give me a bit of a head start. He might accidentally crush a few more enemies too. Not recognizing their power as allies. Thumper is not to be underestimated. He's incredibly harmless from any distance besides point blank, wherein he becomes instantly lethal. Let's see who crests the ramp first. Looking like Darkseid is the most eager to get hit with a power missile and immediately fall off. Use some oil slicks that are definitely going to screw me over. A vehicle who can handle oil slicks most poorly. Crimson Fury hasn't even attempted to come fight anything. And Minion's just been hanging out over here. Weird AI behaviors. For some reason, it seems like only Darkseid and Thumper are aggressive. Okay, Minion's on the move. I woke him up. And someone went through both my oil slicks. They've been cleaned up by someone else's tires. Am I finally gonna see Minion? There he is. Oh, I missed with my last shot. And then immediately destroyed with the flamethrower. Classic Minion move. Okay, I somehow dropped Darkseid on top of myself, which is lethal to me. Get on there, yes. Bounced my way back onto the platform. Kinda want to see who's gonna come down here. Apparently no one. I can hear Minion's engine very distinctly. It needs some of the oil that I've been spilling all over the floor because it is puttering up a storm. And Minion just stomped Darkseid as they both attempted to go down this hallway. So Darkseid's gigantic corpse is probably now sitting in that hallway, making it quite difficult for anybody to get through. Minion appears to have needed to take a different route to get to me. Crimson Fury fell and died, which is also kind of lucky. I braved the flamethrower when I really should not have. I'm not sure why Crimson Fury drove off the roof, because it's got really good handling, and it wasn't the oil slick that I left, because I left that a long time ago when I saw Crimson Fury's dot, well after it had been cleaned up. Slowly approach this missile, because I can't stop. Got exploded. I'm in position. Minion still has tons of health. Probably gonna splatter Thumper for me, as they both try to get up the ramp to me. Okay, he's in the red. Did not automatically switch to a weapon I could use. I forgot that was a thing in this game. So I kept firing weapons that I didn't have. Please get on the platform. Hey, a missile. As a reward for taking so long. I haven't seen Darkseid's corpse anywhere. I think Minion might have flushed it out of the hallway. There he is. How about a fire missile? Didn't kill him. Killed me. But he exploded himself on my corpse. And I got one more life. This is in the bag, finally. Smooth move, Minion. There he is. You can hardly tell he's dead. Okay, I'm stuck inside of him. Number's coming to flamethrower me. Which we saw when Minion did it. Kills you very fast. So let's not screw around and lose another attempt at this. There we go. Victory. In about an hour, as expected. Our standard text ending introduction. Only one of them is any different, so we've seen this 10 times before. And we've seen that creepy makeup more times than anyone should have to. As you know, I shall now grant any prize you request. I'm here for my prize, you say. You know what I want. Carl Roberts, not good with his words. You have requested that the Twisted Metal contest never be held again. You want the streets to be safe. You want the children to feel secure. This is your wish. This is your prize. Calypso shrugs, then smiles at you. While I disagree, of course, I am bound to respect your decision. Drive out of this garage, officer, and enter a world free of the pain and suffering you claim I cause. A world free of Twisted Metal. You have my word. You tell Calypso if he's lying, you'll be back. He says he highly doubts it. Then you race out of the garage, only to discover that Calypso has tricked you. You have entered a world free of the Twisted Metal contest. And of everything else. Just as Calypso has promised, you float in space for all eternity. Until next year when your sister saves you. But, that's Twisted Metal 2. I do love the change in music. I didn't realize there was a change in music for this specific ending. So you get to watch the credits with the final level theme song. I did know there was different graphics, which actually look fantastic. They rendered a whole space backdrop and rolled poor Outlaw out there forever and ever and ever. And the reason they say this is the canonical ending of Twisted Metal is because the Twisted Metal 2 ending picks up where this one left off. So if this didn't happen, then the one in Twisted Metal 2 also couldn't have happened. And in order for Twisted Metal 2 to be canon, then this has to be the ending that happened. But yeah, it's impossible for Twisted Metal to have ongoing canon. It's all gibberish. In order for this to be canon, then Mr. Ash also has to be canon, which contradicts so much crap in the series. Minion has to have its own driver, which it doesn't in this game. It just becomes a demon in the next game. Who knows? And yeah, Thumper's story is a vague continuation of his story in this game. Arguably, it could occur without anything from this game having happened, but it references what happened in this game. Ultimately, the continuity of Twisted Metal is hilarious. In fact, all the storytelling in this game is pretty funny. No wonder they went for live-action FMV endings, which were also very funny. Maybe they'll embrace it. I mean, the new TV series is supposed to be an action comedy, so it seems like it'll probably skew towards the ridiculousness. Jennifer 14 lended her last name to another character in this game, as did Bruce Cochran. He was the driver of Thumper, our final victim we had to overcome in order to hurl ourselves into space. And I thought he was a tester. Surprised I'm not seeing Bruce Cochran's name on screen right now. Oh well. We've seen all the names. We've seen all these names. The music is already looping because this is one of the shortest tracks. Pit Viper is indeed the only canon ending. She kills Calypso, and the rest of the series is his dying dream. Because it's every fan theory ever. Alrighty. So that is honestly one of the best of the text endings because they give it unique music and a unique backdrop. A few of the other ones have unique backdrops as well, but that's the best of them. We did not meet Harold the Wacky Lunch Sack. And we're free of Twisted Metal 1 for a short while before we come back and play the one remaining story that I haven't done yet. Can you figure it out from process of elimination? Probably. It's Sweet Tooth. Save the best for last. So, as always, I like to do a little bonus content. Saying little is ridiculous, because it's probably going to be like twice as long as this playthrough. I'm going to finish up Tiny Tank. Oh god, I already regret saying those words out loud, but I like Tiny Tank. I'm ready to play through the rest of it. We barely scratched the surface in my first playthrough of it. So, stick around if you want to see a whole lot of PS2 jank. PS2, I wish. It's late PS1 jank. And that's coming up in just a minute. For now, our Twisted Metal playthrough mercifully concluded. I am Fiendly, and I thank you for watching Twisted Monday.